G'day and welcome to the Infernals and welcome to day one of the anniversary sale, or Anvil Aerospace is day one, yeah. So today I'm joined by Mr. Algared and Seer the Sixth. How are you guys doing? Good to have you boys.
I'm alright.
We've also put up a buyer's guide on the Anvil Pisces, but we will be going over again that today. So we're going to cut straight to the chase and we're going to cut straight into game. And here we are, and we are at the Expo. So I'm just going to start at the first ship and we'll walk around. We'll talk around about each ship. And actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about a ship that's not here straight off the bat. Let's talk about the Carrack. Not in the game.
3 ships.
Yeah, there was 3 ships actually, but we'll start with Carrack. Not in the Expo, which is kind of weird. The other thing I've got to say really quickly too is servers are really peak loaded at the moment, so I apologise for any frame rate, but it cannot be helped because the servers are just really bad at the moment. So the Carrack went up in price. Now it's over.
It is massively overpriced now, I think.
And we've
it's hard because of the gameplay it will bring, but at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, and we found a little bit of a loophole.
Ship has no value without its gameplay.
If you are, exactly. If you are a concierge backer, the UEE expiration pack hasn't gone up in price. I guarantee you within the next 24 hours, it's going to go up in price. So you can actually,
that's right.
for the price of the current ship, so just getting on its own if you buy it at the moment, you can literally get a Terrapin, a Dragonfly Black, and a Tumbril RN for the same price. So yeah, if you're going to buy
and with LTI,
yes,
with LTI, game pack and 20,000. Well,
not both game,
not only those ship,
both game
both
packs,
game packs and 20,000 UEE.
Yeah, so you're crazy not to buy that if you want the Carrack at the moment. And if you don't, if you don't have concierge, get someone to buy it for you. Yeah. What was the other 2 that are not in here at the moment? Seer? You said
so
the Gladiator?
Other 2 is the Gladiator, and I know it's not even out yet, but last year they showed the F8 Lightning. I'm sorry. And there was the F7 Alpha, the military version of the Hornet.
Yep.
That was also in the Expo last year,
Yep.
and it's not.
They're both not there.
So it's like...
Yeah, but Anvil did send us that in-law explanation of why the Carrack's not available, which is we've got delivery problems. And obviously it's had a negative effect upon their Expo presentation.
Yep. So let's realistically we can kind of skip the F8 Lightning and the C and just talk about the Gladiator. Gladiator probably does need area to work. We have talked about this a little bit internally, but it is comparable even at the moment to the Warden, which is kind of scary for the price. So yeah, if you want a bomber, not my favourite ship. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think you can do better if you want a bomber at the moment.
I used to like the Gladiator.
What are we talking about?
The Gladiator.
The Gladiator's a good ship. I mean, for it carrying size 5 missiles, it carries forward, carries one more over the Harbinger. But
yep.
I mean, and it could also fit. I think it can fit in an Idris. The Harbinger can only fit in Javelin in higher class.
The Gladiator certainly can fit in the Idris. It is basically the carrier-borne bomber.
It can also fit on a Kraken too.
And it's the same size. It's basically the same size as the Hornet.
Yeah.
You'll catch me looking off to my left here a lot because I've got Seer and Algared. I can't see them because we're in game, so I keep looking at their ugly mugs off to my left. So I apologise for that. All right. Well, the Ballista. I think we'll. Do you guys even want to talk about this, or do we just skip this?
No.
Yeah, we'll just skip it.
There's nothing to.
Yeah, there's nothing to really say. We're not big fan of vehicles here.
I like the Ballista. It's just it doesn't really have a purpose yet.
Great in game. I'll buy it in game.
I think, although when we get the new game mode that they did preview,
but I think they're going to give you those.
The Ballista
they're just going to give you the vehicles to play with.
True, but I think at that level, the Ballista will come into its own. But it's in the game mode they're going to give us the equipment for, so...
Yeah. The other thing I'd say is all the ships are rentable for $0, so make sure if you want to try it out before you buy, do so. So things like the Pisces and that you can try out now. Arrow, really good cheap ship. We did a big thing on this last year when we did the anniversary sale. You can literally fit 2 of these abreast to the Gladius, and things like that. So
it was
Fit one in.
it was dwarfed compared to the Mustang as well. I was shocked last year when we landed it next to the Retaliator, not the Retaliator, the Gladius and the Mustang.
Yeah.
And it was minute.
Yeah.
It was minuscule.
Did get nerf over the year though, didn't it?
Yes, it went through 2 nerfs.
Yeah.
The HP got reduced. It lost its shield generator.
Yeah, which is a shame. Still very, very
So,
good. I think it was too
so it's
popular,
only-
though. That's why they've nerfed it.
So it's got 1 shield generator
Yes.
or 2.
It has
So
one
it's
now.
got a size 1, and they're size 1 components, right?
Yes.
So it's got the same components then as the Prices.
Mm.
Yeah, except it destroys it with the missile payload and the weapon
Yeah.
hard points.
Yeah.
Still, a
And
little
the
bit
speed
over,
and the agility.
possibly a little bit overpriced considering how much is it? $90 now with a package.
Yeah, 70, I believe,
So
standalone.
if you get it without a package, you can get Gladius for 90, you know, and then it's only a $10
Yeah.
jump to a Cutlass. So the price range it's at is not the best. In
It's
game,
a great
that's it.
carrier-borne fighter, though.
Yeah,
It's a great little ship.
in game
You
buy
can
for
put
me
it
that one.
inside, you can put inside an 890 jump, and that's probably I don't think a Gladius can fit inside the 890 jump because it doesn't have the wing stow, the wingtip stow, which was why if I was to put any light fighter, it's either the Saber or the Arrow.
Yeah.
That would
So
go inside there for me.
And I can get 2 arrows into the 890
yeah.
rather than 1 saber. So
So the Terrapin, the ugly
man,
little
I love that
duckling,
ship.
I'm
It's a
really
space
love
turtle.
it. Yeah, it is, but it's an ugly little motherfucker. Oh shoot, sorry. But it is.
beep.
Anyway, yeah. So I think it's still probably the only kind of advanced starter we kind of still recommend, but that's probably going to change with this sale with a couple of the ones that are coming along.
I actually like this ship a lot, but I
Yeah.
just don't want to buy one. I
Yeah.
want to earn this one in game.
Yep, and that's right for everyone. I've got one because I got a Polaris, and I just think it synergizes really, really well with what that does. And I do kind of want a lone utility ship for when I'm not with everyone else. Like this is just the one I've picked. I like my exploration.
So real quick, how do you guys? A lot of people like say this ship is stealthy, and for me, in my personal opinion, this ship is 100% not stealthy. Because
well, it's meant
of
to
the cross section.
yeah, it does have a big croc session, but it has the ability to turn down all those the output of heat and stuff like that. So
Right.
I can kind of see where
Any
people
ship
are
really
coming
can do
from.
that, though.
No, this has special things to do it, like when those
Yeah.
wings and all that fold down.
Yeah, it shuts off. It shuts off.
Internalizes
the
all the
exhaust
heat.
deflectors,
Yeah.
basically.
But
Yeah,
those
and lets you cook.
those Star Wars vibes that those angles give, though, I'm really starting to fall in love with the Anvil aesthetic.
I like it because look off to your right, your aircraft right side or ship right side. That you have the future possibility of a spacesuit. You have 4 gun racks and you have 6 pistol racks. You actually can put one of the chem lights inside the rack if you want. I did it yesterday. You can put the mining lasers in the pistol racks, so you can have 6 mining lasers and you can go explore caves with this ship.
Yeah,
Which is also something.
I definitely
And
think
you've got
after yesterday in the spacesuits, I think spacesuits have become a lot more important than I thought they were going to be. With the
And you've still got the bed at the back. So
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, so yep.
It looks like a
So
couch,
you got-
honestly, when you look at it for the first
Yeah.
time.
It does look
it
like
does.
a couch.
It's not the best quality bed. Let's put it that way.
It's utilitarian.
It's a military ship. When are the beds ever supposed to be good?
Let's just say it's
Look at the
a 2
Starfire
out of
Gemini. It looks like 2x4.
a 2 out of 10 shagging rating. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, yeah. Also, the first ship up for the ability. What do they call these again? The open and close the cupboard stuff.
Internalized components.
That's I
Yeah.
just forgot the term. Yeah, so that'll be interesting when
So-
that comes online.
yeah. Radar,
So the
jump
fact
drive,
that you
and
can
the,
change,
are closed.
yeah, and the fact
Can't
that you
get
can
into
change the
them.
components from inside is good. I think also the fact that like for those people
Oh
who
god, don't even show me that.
take
shit.
on that, yeah,
If
people
you,
who are on the 890 jump can be a explorer.
cool.
The
Right.
Terrapin can fit in the 890 jump.
Yeah. If you buy this Hurricane, there is something mentally wrong with you. This is the worst
Okay,
bang
don't
for
say
the buck.
that.
Yeah. No, but there is. This is the worst bang for the buck ship in the entire game.
It's really hard for the Hurricane to show love because the fact that in order for it to be at its full potential, you need to have someone in the turret, and turrets are in a bad spot right now. And I'm not trying to shoot any fire. I love John Crew, but that was kind of the fact that they said crew cost to use one ship instead of two. It's like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you're putting all your eggs in one basket in a glass cannon. I'd rather put out 2 arrows to take out somebody than take 1 Hurricane.
100%.
Like, let's be real here.
And
this
it's
is more of like a close quarters escort ship.
And it's
like, if I have a Kraken, I'll have one of these, and this thing is going to stay by it, unless you're flying in a wing.
It's cheap,
but you'll need 3 of these.
It is actually still cheaper to put out 2 arrows. That's the crazy thing. It's just not viable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, crazy.
And you even look at it I think you've got 2 arrows. You can actually divide fire. So whereas
you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. You're being more diverse.
That ship.
You have to worry about more than one target if you're singling somebody out, rather than a Hurricane. Okay, I only have to worry about the Hurricane. So it's good.
How do you guys find the Wildfire?
I mean, it's the ball turret that makes it really.
That kind of sells it. Meh. Yeah. Sorry, Steve. What you were saying?
They didn't even have the Heartseeker. That's another one. They didn't have the Heartseeker either.
That's probably, I think that's been the most popular variant of the Hornet series, to be honest. So,
what's the difference between the Wildfire and the Heartseeker? They
both
just
have
the
loadout.
Ball turret.
Just the loadout.
Yeah,
and skin.
the loadout and the skin.
Yeah.
And
then there's the stealth. That should be the Ghost.
Yeah. Default. Is this the Ghost or is the?
Go up to the Ghost.
Yeah, it is the Ghost. Okay, wow. That's not as black as I remember. I remember it being really black. Okay, I'm a bit disappointed by that. I would have liked that to be a lot darker. I don't remember it being that light, so my perception's
It might be the lighting.
Could be that
probably
too.
The lighting.
Okay, let's talk about the Hornet Ghost. That one doesn't get a lot of love. Can you go back to that one?
Yeah, sure.
So with this one, it's supposed to have that armor that allows it to kind of like that radar absorbing armor that you hear about on the B2 and the
and it had a
different
exhaust too, didn't it, from the others? I think that's
no, but okay. So the way I've seen that on a lot of Hornets, those little flaps that you see. So that actually is what allows the ship to change its thrust angle. One of the flaps will open up and one of them will pitch in a little bit, so your thrust will bounce off of it and it allows it to do the thrust vector.
I just remember,
which I actually found really interesting.
I just remember back in concept it had a different exhaust system on it. It does actually, it's exactly the same. Maybe it's changed. I don't know.
Yeah, remember the Hornets did go through one rework and it went through another one for Squadron 42 and we haven't got that yet.
Yeah, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
That's what...
Yeah, you're right.
And I really wish they had the F7A. The F7A looks really good, and the fact that Jax, when they had it in the commercial for Anvil, they showed a bunch of F7s. I think we even saw I saw a glimpse of the Carrack at the very end of the video. I could have been maybe been a Valkyrie. I'm not sure. I just saw a black silhouette.
Yeah.
But the fact they had all those F7As and then they didn't have one here, I'm just like.
So this is the Anvil Hornet for me. Is the Super Hornet. I think this is the one that you buy if you want a combat.
The best.
Yeah, the best. For me at the moment out of the Anvil series when it comes to a combat ship is this one. You want to say, Algared?
Are you talking about like the best bang for your buck out of the?
Probably not.
Turret.
I'm not really bang for the buck because the turrets are in a bad place at the moment. I just think it's when the armor comes into the game, it's in a good spot. I like the fact that you've got a lot of guns to bear.
The advantage with that one, even though you've got a turret, but
the pilot,
you've got a second person can do it. You can actually take it over as the pilot and use it as the pilot as well. So, in terms of turrets, it's quite good. It's a shame a Gladiator doesn't have that type of feature.
Yeah, here's another one.
That's the weird thing
that doesn't get a lot of love.
That should be the tracker.
It is the tracker. And I heard a few people talking about there's a lack of command and control ships. This is a command and control ship. You very rarely see this in game. I'm trying to think of the last time I actually saw it in game.
I bought it and had it, but I had to melt it because I got so sick and tired of the canopy opening and closing bug, which is still there for the Hornets.
Well, it even looks like it's got. Look at that! It even looks like it's got graphical issues on the vents there.
Yeah,
but I actually like the sensor.
The sensor suite on top
and
bottom.
The bottom now, and that was something that kind of been added when they did the rework, and I quite like it.
What's that droid from
Yeah.
the last Star Wars movie? It looks like it's her head hanging out the bottom of the.
You're talking about that falls on. Oh wait, on the last Star Wars.
The one, the SJW droid from Solo. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you
The
mean.
one that dies, and,
I mean,
and Lando's in love with her.
Before we go to the Valkyrie,
Yep.
when we talk about command and control, also a like when I'm thinking command and control, I'm thinking like an AWACS, an early warning
Yeah,
radar
well,
system.
that's what it reminds me of. That's
the same thing with the Terrapin. It's the same. It's a heavily armored ship.
Yep.
I'm not going to use that for. I'm going to use that for either force recon or I'm going to use that as an AWACS.
Well, I think
that's exactly what I'm going to use.
I think that's the problem, though, is the Terrapin trodes way too much on the toes of this tracker, and I think a lot of people went, "That's a better option, the Terrapin, than this." I think that's what they've done.
But so there's trade-offs though. If you're in an Idris or you have a Kraken, you can send this one forth as well.
Yep.
Because this one theoretically should be cheaper. What if you want to start off in command and control?
It's also
the first ship.
It's also got more.
What's the first ship with the best sensor suite?
And given it's a Hornet, you've actually got.
You still have the DPS potential.
That's,
it just doesn't.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, it's got better DPS potential than the Terrapin, and also you don't have to get out. You don't have to get out and switch seats like you do with the Terrapin. You just in the
and
one
it
seat.
pairs better with the
Get an
Hornet.
NPC.
Yeah.
Get an NPC or a buddy. That's why like you have the multi-crew gameplay, and I mean, but there's trade-offs. So like the Terrapin, you don't have any. You don't do any damage because you have distortion guns that don't even work right now. So if you're gonna get the Terrapin, do yourself a favor and swap out to actual damaging guns.
Yeah. So
I'll leave it at there.
The ZDF Valkyrie or the Rexilla Valkyrie, he loves this ship.
What? I mean, it's a good ship.
Yeah, it is. I love the way this thing flies. I've said to these boys several times, I'm a big fan of how Anvil...
Piss poor range.
Yeah.
When you're not using quantum fuel, it's very piss poor
Upgrade
range.
this year with, what was it, 30 SCU?
30 SCU.
Yep.
Yes, and now has 30
and
SCU.
that was a big bonus. Like that made sense. You got to run and jump.
It doesn't want to let me in. I'm too fat. There we go. I'm in.
Yeah, you had to...
You know, you get your little speed ramp thing here. I wonder if I can actually activate that. Can I? Yes, I can.
Yeah, you should be able to do everything except take off, which I tried. And eject. Couldn't eject out of the Hawk. I was sad.
I really want
we
these
didn't even
guns
look at
on...
the Hawk, really.
These guns on
we
the
skipped
Cutlass.
The Hawk.
Yep. No, Hook's there. We're going back to the Hook now. Hook's the next one. So, yeah,
I mean,
this is kind of an expensive ship for what it does. I think when the Hercules series comes in...
And Prowler.
You're going to question the use of this ship.
And I think when you look at the Wyvo ships work, this ship, because it vents the whole ship when you open it up, it's clearly meant to be used on planets with atmosphere.
Yes.
It's not really meant to be a space attack ship.
Yeah.
Whereas the Prowler
I feel like this is a patrol ship.
Yeah.
It's a patrol ship. It's a
It's
close
a planetary
patrol
pilot,
ship.
Okay. Well, different things.
Close
for different
patrol,
crews.
fast
I think
acting.
it's more of a combat ship, personally, because it's designed to get the vehicles and the troops in there, where Prowler's just troops and the Hercules just vehicles.
It's a combat utility ship. It's a true combat utility ship.
You know how you kind of get that jack of all trades, all-rounder type ships? It's the all-round drop ship where the other two are just specifically in one area.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. It's a drop ship / gunship. That's the thing between gunships and dropships. They're cousins. They just one specializes better than the others. Gunships specialize in firepower, and dropships specialize in dropping troops off. The Valkyrie still happens to have a little combination of both with 360 fire support.
All right.
Dropping off that vehicle.
Finally, the Hawk.
Paperweight.
Or the Ugly Duckling. I actually called another ship an Ugly Duckling today, but this is a bit
This one's
weird.
the Ugly Duckling.
Yeah.
This is the Ugly Duckling.
I do like it, though. There's something unique about it.
It's a good ship. I like it. It's because of all the guns. You have a bunch. You have what? 6 size one. I'm sorry. You have
I think
2
it's
fixed size ones and 4 gimbaled size ones.
It's the
But they should have
all-rounder.
fixed that.
All-rounder of bounty hunting, like we were just saying about the Valkyrie. So it's got the EMPs, it's got one pod, where if you look at everything else, they tend to pull out into other areas. So the Warlock's just EMP, the Titan's got more pods, the Cutlass Blue has more pods. This seems to be
Stalker.
Stalker.
The Stalker's got more pods.
Yes.
Not
Sorry, what did I say? Titan. Sorry, my bad. But the Cutlass
The
Blue's
Stalker's in a weird spot, in my opinion.
Yep.
we'll see what happens.
And then you have the Vanguard, the Sentinel, which has so far the largest EMP. So
Yeah.
this one has the weakest EMP. It has a size 1 EMP.
But that's
and
kind
you
of
have to be very close.
That's what happens
But
with
it
jack of all
makes up-
trades, doesn't it? You don't get
Exactly.
the best.
I don't disagree. I took out a hammerhead with this thing. I did a bounty. I took out a hammerhead with this.
Yeah.
I didn't lose any wing. It was hilarious.
I've got to say, I really like the
and it has a
aesthetic.
gun rack under the bottom.
Yeah.
If you look
I
closely,
really like the
belly.
aesthetic of this ship.
Where's the gun rack?
The only thing
is this the gun rack here? That looks like a gun rack to me.
Yeah, that's the gun rack.
That's pretty cool. I didn't even know it had that until you mentioned it. That's pretty cool. So yeah, another little LED thing.
Crap, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something important too. Dang it.
It's all right.
But I really like the aesthetic of the ship. To me, it looks like a hawk that's landed, and for me, it always had that Tavaran vibe.
I think your video is frozen, by the way, Algared, but it's all good.
That'd be right.
We've almost finished.
So the one thing about the Hawk that I do not like is that when you eject, you get shot straight down.
Yes.
So, in terms of survivability, you got to roll sideways or roll up so you can shoot up.
Mm-hmm.
Now Algared got a blank screen.
Yeah, he's probably trying to restart it. It's all good. All right.
No.
All right, I think we'll wrap it up here while we're having these slight technical issues. And
I mean, it's okay. They can't even see us, so it's not a big deal.
They can see us.
No, they see it.
They can see us. They just don't see our grid.
Oh shit!
It's all good. All right, so wrapping it up here. UEE Explorer pack if you're going to get a Carrack, so you get those extra ships. There's nothing really stand out here for me personally. See or anything stand out for you from these?
Like, what do you mean? Like, in terms
is there
of
any
bang
ships
for your buck?
any ships that you think that are really good that people should pick up for bang for buck or anything like that, or ships that are just in a good place? Very combat orientated for me. Oh, and the Terrapin.
I think one of the better ships of Anvil is the Terrapin because it just provides you flexibility and it provides you multi-role, allows you to stay out in space. Since if you are a solo player or you want to run with 2 people, me and my friend Mr. Dietz, we use this ship all the time to do like to jump from planet to planet. It's just that role-playing vibe it brings off, and I just like how like the door drops down. Valkyrie's good as well.
Probably a potential one in there, and that's about it. Yeah, Algared, the voice in the mist. Would you recommend those as well? Terrapin, Valkyrie, and
yeah. And the thing that stands out is the ships that are missing.
Yes, so yeah, the Carrack.
So the Carrack and the Gladiator.
Yeah, if you watch our buyer's guide on the Pisces, that's in a pretty good spot as well. I'm kind of surprised how well that is. Anything else?
Does everybody know? Yeah, I know it's not here, but the Carrack also got a SCU adjustment. It's no longer 1,000. It's 456 SCU now, which makes more sense because the 890 jump had a crap ton, and then it altered, and right now I understand it's the SU's not really what's supposed to be. But
it was old metrics too for the. It was old metrics for the Carrack.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you've got to remember the Carrack's 450 or whatever, or 700 or 1400 or 2100
had like 1,000
divided by those. It was divided by those 3 units, those 3 cargo modules, and I'm not sure where they are at the moment, whether they're still going to exist or otherwise. But yeah, so the missing ships, that's the one. And the other one is, the ships you guys said.
All right, well, he's been Algared, and he's in the dark because his camera's gone out, so we'll wrap it up here today. Try and have that fixed for tomorrow for you guys. All right, he's been Sia. There are recommendations for today. We'll be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow, Sia? What's the manufacturer for tomorrow?
I think it's RSI. It's Roberts Space Industries.
So we'll be back tomorrow with RSI. Also, don't forget to check out the Pisces Buyer's Guide, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
Take care.